Hey everyone, this video is to show you some of the newest features in Canvas that were just released. So the first one I want to show you is the autosave in the rich content editor. So what that does is if you are in an assignment or page and let's say you are typing something. So I'm going to edit this assignment and I'm going to type in, will this save, question mark. And then let's say I'm like, get distracted, someone asks me a question, or remember, oh, what was that thing on my home page? And I click away from it without hitting the super important blue save button. I go back into the assignment and hit edit again, and it's going to prompt me now that there's auto-saved content that exists. Would I like to load the auto-saved content instead? So it even lets you preview it. So there's my will this save thing, and I say yes, I want that back. And then what about this, question mark. And the other thing it will do is if you accidentally close a tab, so to get that back, Control-Shift-T, which is not a Canvas feature, just a really cool Google feature. It will do that if you close the tab as well. So now it lets me preview, will this save? What about this? Yes, I want that back. And then now I definitely at this point want to go hit save. Now I want to stress that this is not a foolproof fail safe. Like this is just a just in case, it's going to save you some of the time sort of thing. For example, I was playing with this earlier and one of the times I closed my tab, it didn't save. So I would not rely on this, but it will help you sometimes. Now the reason I wanted to show you what it does is because this isn't turned on automatically. So if you want this feature to save you sometimes, then you're going to want to go to your course. So I'm going to do this in a different course where it's not turned on. And you're going to go to the course navigation, scroll down all the way to the bottom and find settings. Once you're in settings, there's all these tabs at the top. So you want to make sure this feature options tab is open. A lot of times it defaults to this course details, but sometimes it just goes to whichever one you were on last. So feature options, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and choose RCE autosave. Turn that so that the button is green with the check mark, and now it will be turned on in your course and you will be able to do the same thing. So this saved me a couple times already this weekend when I was working on some other assignments. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that when I was working in a quiz and an actual question, it did not auto-save the content in the questions. It did save content in the details, but this is mainly going to save you with assignments and pages. And yeah. So the second thing I want to show you is limited submissions. And so this is on assignments as well, but this is a new option in your assignment choices. So whenever you make an assignment, you have this details space, and then you have all these options. How many points do you want it to be? Do you want it in a group? How do you want to display points, turn in? Now there is this new submission attempts. So this is something that allows you to limit how many times a student could submit an assignment. So you could make it any number that you wanted here, or you could make it unlimited. And then you'll go and hit save. And now the assignment details is going to tell you that there's this many allowed attempts, and students would also be notified of that as well. So this is also a feature that you need to turn on. So we're going to go to the same place. So in our navigation menu, all the way to the bottom, we're going to click settings, and then we're going to choose the feature options tab. And this one's right below the rich content editor, assignment allowed attempts. We're going to turn that to green, and now that would be enabled too. So you only need to turn these on if you want to use them. So let's see. The next thing I want to show you, I'm actually going to go into student view, and this is a new celebration option. This is not something that you need to turn on. It's already turned on, and this really only affects students, which is why I'm going into student view. So when a student submits an assignment, so we're going back into our sample assignment. So notice here too, it tells me I have 3 allowed attempts for that. That was because of the requirement I put on there before. So if I hit resubmit and I'm going to type in submission. I'm going to submit my assignment, and this happens. So you get confetti and usually some other kind of thing, but anytime a student is going to turn in an assignment on time or resubmit an assignment, as long as it's still on time, then they get like a little celebration. So that's really exciting. Now, if a student messages you and is like, I really hate that, then you can turn it off. So to turn it off, you go into your account settings, which is up at your icon, settings, and then scroll all the way down here and it says disable celebration animations. If you turn that on, which I did earlier, then it's going to disable the celebration. So it normally will look like that. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to show you was that you can now access the Speedgrader from the Gradebook. So if you've noticed anything about Canvas, there's usually a lot of different ways to get to things, but sometimes that one way that you want isn't there. Well, this is one that's super cool because I think a lot of us have been looking at a gradebook and been like, oh, I need to grade this, and it's really can be difficult. Sometimes you have to go into the assignment. Now there's just one step. So you click on the three dots, and then you click on Speedgrader, and it's going to jump you right to the assignment, and it'll jump you to whatever your assignment settings are for grading the assignment. So you can change that filter if you want. So right now it's alphabetical. My favorite one is by submission status, so the needs to be graded. So why this one's nice is it's going to throw everyone who hasn't submitted up to the top, then, or sorry, who just submitted but hasn't been graded up to the top. The ones that haven't submitted are next, and then at the very bottom, move my face, is going to be anyone who did submit. So I like that. It makes it really fast, especially in this online environment where people are turning in different things at different times, to make it really easy to find that. So that was the assignment, the gradebook option. So one more time, I'll show you really fast. Any assignment, if you hover over it, you get these three dots. Click on the three dots, and then you can access the Speedgrader right from there. The next thing I want to show you is how to turn off the notifications for a specific course. So this is also a new feature. So on the right side here, you have this menu where you can get to like student view and make your course homepage. If you're not seeing this on the right, it might be at the very bottom of your page. So just scroll down and look for that. But there is this new option to view course notifications. So this will be automatically on for you. So it'll look like this. If you want to turn the notifications off for a course, you just would click that until it's in the off switch. So now I'm not receiving notifications at this time. This is a per course adjustment that can be made, and it's all or nothing. So for me, I would not recommend that you suggest this to students because we want our students to be getting all of our notifications that we're sending them. But this is a helpful option for teachers who are maybe observers in a course, or there's like a school-wide course that you're not wanting to receive notifications from anymore. Announcements, new assignments, etc. You can now turn that off. Again, it's an all or nothing though. You can't at this time still pick and choose what kind of notifications you get per class. All right, we got two more. So the next one I want to show you is in the navigation bar here. So this is for rubrics. Before, if you've ever used Canvas rubrics, you had to go into outcomes and it was kind of buried in there. Now rubrics is its very own thing in the course settings. So if I can find it here, there it is. Now, depending on your navigation menu, it may be in a different place for you. So mine was at the very bottom. But if I click on rubrics there, it's going to take me right to the rubrics page. And I can add a rubric by just clicking add rubric and fill out the criteria. And now this will be a saved rubric that I can use in the future. If you want to move that rubric or anything else in your navigation settings, you click on that, the settings link down here. And then in these tabs, we're going to click navigation. and we can move things around. So my rubrics page I had disabled from students. That's why it was at the very bottom. So I could enable that, and then now I can drag it around, make it easier to find, or you could always disable more stuff if you want to clean that up a little bit too. And then it's going to be, we always hit the blue save button, and now you'll see that my rubrics is up a little bit higher, so it might be easier to find. Very last thing I want to show you is the bulk assignment edit option. So if I click on assignments in my course, and I go over to the right and click on these three dots, then I see this button, edit assignment dates. This is a new option where you'll now see all of your assignments, and you can go through and change the due date right from here. So maybe I want to make this one due on Wednesday, and I want students to stop being able to access it on Wednesday as well. This one is going to be due next week, and I want to make it available on Friday, but not before that. And then this Ed Puzzle one, oh, I never assigned a due date. I should make that one due Thursday, whatever it is that you're going to be or want, and then hit save. It'll take a second to load. And then when it's successful, you'll get this notification. If something went wrong, you'll get like a red mark. Now I do want to show you, this is a sample course. I don't have a lot of assignments made. In my actual course, you can see that in the assignments page, edit assignment dates, it is a little bit, if you have a lot of assignments in your course, it takes a second to load, and then there's a lot of stuff. So it does take a little navigating, but it does give you a quick opportunity to see which things you haven't set due dates for, which things you haven't locked or unlocked. So it's a way to access all of your assignments and change them all in one place. Instead of opening, changing, saving, you can just make a bunch of changes and then hit save. So I hope that these new features will be helpful for you, and we'll see you all soon.